to To A. Today's episode is going to be about rice water. I want to show you guys what to do with the rice once you're done with the fermentation process. Rice water is very good for your hair. It's a very good treatment for your hair. Rice water contains protein, which is very good for the strands basically in trouble from maybe heat damage, chemicals, or whatever. Rice water is a very, very good treatment for your hair. I know a lot of people out there have put out videos about rice water and hair growth. For me, I believe hair growth is something that has to be followed over a period of time, because the hair can grow about a ½ inch, maybe to an inch, inch and a half a month, depending on genetics. But I am using rice water in my DIY hair regimen for treatment. So what do we do with the rice that's left over? I have taken my rice water and I basically have fermented it for 2 days. Put some essential oils in it and maybe a little bit of beet juice and refrigerated it. So I am going to show you guys a demonstration of how I do that. But the main thing that I want you to focus on in this video is, what do you do with the rice? I have a way that I can show you guys how to make fermented rice flour with the leftover rice. So if you are interested, first, please subscribe if you are, and if you're new to the channel, hit the like button or hit the notification bell if you want all the updated videos. So stay tuned if you want to know more about how to make fermented rice flour. Stay tuned. Alright, so this is my jasmine rice that I prefer. I like this rice because it's very authentic. It's from Thailand and it's very delicious when you cook it. So there it is in a bowl, and I am going to basically try to clean it up a little bit. You get some of the impurities out of it. So I just put a little water into it, stir it, and there it is. This is the second round of water that I put in it. So now it is in the container that I have here. I've had this sitting in the cabinet for 3 days, covered up, and you will see some bubbles there. Do not be alarmed, because this is the fermentation process and there is bacteria that causes the fermentation to take place. So don't be a little nervous about it, because it's not going to hurt you. This is a natural chemical process. Now if it goes on, I would say about 2 or 3 weeks, then you'll be in trouble. Alright, so what I'm going to use is French lavender and spearmint to help mask a little bit of that smell, because it does have a little odor, but it's not overbearing. If it was, then I would say you probably need to toss it. So pour it in the bottle here. This is my spray bottle, and then from there I am going to more than likely put some other things in it besides the lavender and the spearmint. I like to put beet juice, and I'll leave you some information about the real deep benefits of beet juice. am going to put my oven to 250 because, like I said, I do not want to cook this rice in a baking way. I want to just dehydrate it. So the lowest heat possible is the best way to dehydrate the rice without cooking it to the point where it's just gonna get dark and brown, and we don't want that because we're trying to make flour here. Okay, so it's baking at 250 in the oven here. Got it all nice and spread it out. We'll put that timer at 1 hour. 1 hour for the timer. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the rice out. Now mind you, around 20-25 minutes into the dehydration process, I did take it out and I had to kind of separate it because the rice was kind of starting to stick together. So I separated it really good. So now, as you can see, I'm going to just pat it with the spoon and just kind of make sure it's all separated really good. And the way it looks right now, I know by it being able to separate so easily, that means it's pretty dry. You can just feel it as well, but for me, I can look at it and tell that it's dry. All right, so the next step is I'm gonna place this in a food processor. Now you can use a coffee grinder, you can use any type of grinder of your choosing. Right now I chose a food processor to get it into some really nice fine, not fine, but coarse grains, because I'm going to put it, as you can see yonder, there's a blender there that I'm going to use. So I don't want it to be in its full state, putting it in a blender, so I just chop it up with the food processor. So next, as you can see, there's the blender with the rice in it. So I got it going good there. I tell you, this thing is working like a charm. You can see that rice just sifting through and chopping up. So yep, there it is. And this is the last step pretty much. There's your rice right there. Now, when I poured it, I noticed there were some little grains that didn't get chopped up. What you can do is sift through that. As you can see, it's really nice and fine, but that one little area, what you can do is get your strainer and just pour it in your strainer and sift, and then you'll get all the grains out of there that didn't chop up. And there it is. There's my fermented rice flour. Now I'm comparing it with this organic rice flour that I bought from the health food store. You really don't notice much of a difference because it's basically rice flour. So rather than spending all that money, you can just make it yourself. And that's pretty much it, y'all. This is from rice in this form to rice flour in this form. Now, you probably saw in the video that the rice that I finalized, I compared it to some store-bought rice that I had purchased because I am gluten intolerant, so I have to have gluten-free flour. But if you don't want to have to go and buy expensive gluten-free flour, this is how you can take that rice and make flour with it. Now, the thing is, because the rice that I use in this video was fermented for 2 days, I basically take that flour and I use it to bake homemade gluten-free bread. I don't use yeast in my products because I'm kind of allergic to yeast, but it works the same way, and I'm going to basically do another video to show you guys with that. But yes, you can take fermented rice flour and use it in your baking goods, like baking breads. You can use it to, for your skin, if you want to make some kind of concoction for your skin. I actually have a recipe for that, and that's going to be another video. So this is something that will save you time and money, I don't know what you do if you do make rice water, if you just throw your rice out or if you cook it. There are some Asian countries that they cook their fermented rice. So, but if you want to make fermented rice flour, this is a way to do that. Now, on the other hand, if you don't want to make the rice flour fermented, what you can do is take the rice, put it in water and let it sit for about an hour. And then you drain the water from the rice and you take that water and let it ferment, and then you just have this rice here. It hasn't been fermented. And you can just make regular rice flour with that. So that's another way. You can either make fermented rice or rice flour. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do a thumbs up if you really like the video. And again, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. For any updates, hit the notification bell. I would love to see you guys or have you guys come back to visit my channel. I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of my DIY formulations this year. So if you're interested, hit that notification bell for every video. So until next time, guys, I want to say be natural, stay natural, and as always, many blessings to you all. Peace and God bless.